The news day continues here on One News Now. I am Mon Gualvez. The PNP and armed forces deploy health workers to the National Kidney and Transplant Institute. This came after the NKTI announced that their emergency room is already at full capacity, most of whom are patients undergoing dialysis and treatments for leptospirosis and COVID-19. The health department requested the augmentation as the hospital faces a shortage in manpower.
They immediately committed and responded, and they have sent their healthcare workers cadre to NKTI so that we can open up the gym in NKTI, put there the extra dialysis machines, and those that will man these dialysis machines are our assistants coming from PNP and AFP. These are their nurses and their doctors.
One organization is helping out children with congenital heart diseases. Shyla Francisco with the details.
Riza was seen praying outside this operating room at the De Los Santos Medical Center. Her 3-year-old kid, who has a congenital heart problem, underwent a procedure.
Pagkaramdam na halong takot, nervyos na. Baka hindi niya kayanin o ano kaya. Ganun. Manghihina ka talaga pag anak mo na yung nakasalang doon.
Mary Jane, meanwhile, just found out recently that her 1-year-old kid has the same problem.
Dami niya ng pagdadaanan ng mga tapos po siya, marami po siyang gamot na iniinom. Tapos, ang dami niya pong pagdadaanan na sa mga ospital, mga injection, sobrang iyak po. Dami pong struggle na ang hirap-hirap po para sa amin na mga magulang.
Every year, around 20,000 babies in the Philippines are born with congenital heart diseases. Medical procedures are needed to prevent them from dying or from being prone to other illnesses. A catheter procedure is one way to do it, where a catheter is inserted through the blood vessel to the heart. The hospital assured parents that the procedure is safe.
Well, out of the 400 kids that we have operated on, the success rate is almost like 100%. The kids go back to their normal lives after doing a little therapy. But after this, really, it's all normal.
However, it is estimated to cost around 100,000 pesos. That's why parents like Riza and Mary Jane depend on assistance programs such as the Gift of Life, an initiative introduced by the Rotary Club of Makati West. It aims to help indigent Filipino children born with heart diseases by funding their operation and other medical expenses. The program has helped over 3,500 families since 2004.
Many cannot afford the cost of surgery. Right? They can't afford the cost of surgery, which is why, and it's not cheap. That's the problem. It's very expensive. So, a program like Gift of Life is needed because otherwise, how are these parents going to be able to pay for the surgery that their children need?
International groups lauded the implementation of the project.
The difference in listening to the heart before and after is within literally 30 minutes, a life-altering, life-saving, life-changing procedure. And so for the hundreds and thousands of children that are able to access this, it really is the difference between life and death.
Interested families may reach out to partner organizations of the Gift of Life program. These include Jaden and Friends and Heart Warriors Philippines. Shyla Francisco, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I am Mon Gualvez. The use of ketamine for treating depression at home has boomed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Details in this video.
A burgeoning industry has sprouted up that lets patients take ketamine at home to treat depression. You probably know by now that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved a nasal spray form of the drug in 2019 to tackle treatment-resistant depression, a privilege not yet afforded to psilocybin and MDMA, other recreational drugs that may also offer therapeutic benefits.
We've seen a big boom in ketamine startups in the last few years, in part because of this FDA approval, as well as because of COVID, because it used to be that you couldn't prescribe controlled substances over telehealth, but when COVID happened, that changed. The government allowed for a temporary waiver for you to be able to prescribe things like ketamine over teleconference. And that allowed for these startups to spring up, which allow you to get the prescription online and then get the ketamine mailed to you so you can take it at home.
These at-home ketamine startups don't have the costly overhead and can scale quickly without geographical constraint. It's the kind of business model that makes venture capitalists perk up. Tens of millions of dollars of investment have since piled into this space. Plus, ketamine itself is actually quite cheap. Treatment can cost anything from $100 to $1,000.
The future of these ketamine startups is in flux because the government could change its COVID regulations at any time. And that would mean that these companies would have to change their business model. They would have to allow for some in-person visits, whereas previously they had been able to do it all virtually.
And there's evidence that these treatments may appear to legitimize illegal use of the drug. In 2019, 700 pounds of ketamine were seized entering the US. In 2021, that had ballooned to 10,000 pounds, a pretty good proxy for how its popularity has surged. Just as soon as it started, the booming ketaverse, as some call it, may be crashing soon.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Energy Department sees diesel prices going down by up to 3 pesos and 70 centavos per liter next week. Per liter prices of gasoline are likewise expected to be slashed by as much as 1 peso and 20 centavos. Meanwhile, Cavitex C5 Link will start collecting adjusted toll fees on Sunday, November 27. Motorists using Class 1 vehicles will have to pay 35 pesos, 69 pesos for Class 2, and 104 pesos for Class 3. And Twitter is planning to roll out a new color-coded verification system next week. Gold check marks will be allotted for companies, gray for governments, and blue for individuals like celebrities. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and The Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I am Mon Gualvez. We are One News.